Hey guys, it's Lukas Sharp here back again with another video. Man, the first and second rounds in the NCAA tournament have officially come to an end. We are now moving on to the Sweet 16, which begins this Thursday, and then the Elite Eight, which begins, Saturday. The Elite Eight begins Saturday. We have the Sweet 16 games on Thursday and Friday, and then the Elite Eight games on Saturday and Sunday. Man, I cannot wait. Tennessee in the Sweet 16 taking on FAU. Man, we should win, and hopefully we do. I really want to make that Elite Eight. I want to make the Elite Eight so freaking bad. But, man, I don't know. But I guess we can go over every single Sweet 16 matchup. I think there's a second chance tournament bracket or something coming up. But, we'll just look at every single matchup. I think I can remember the matchups at the top of my head. Starting with the South region, of course, the number one overall seed, Alabama Crimson Tide, which right now are the favorites to win the national championship. Will they, though? I do not know. They are taking on the San Diego State Aztecs in the Sweet 16, the 5 seed. Honestly, I had San Diego State losing to Charleston, but nope, here they are. San Diego State proving me wrong. They're in the Sweet 16. And San Diego State's defense is actually pretty good. I mean, if they're able to find a way to slow down Brandon Miller and Alabama's offense, they could possibly pull off the upset. But honestly, I'm going to be honest with you. I think Alabama's going to win this game. I think Alabama will win. Alabama's just the better team. I think they're the better coached team. I think that they're going to win. But I think San Diego State, if their defense plays well enough, I think they could definitely win this game. Honestly, it wouldn't make me happier than to see Alabama get knocked out. But honestly, if I kind of want Alabama versus Tennessee in the Final Four to happen. I want it to happen. That would be amazing if Alabama versus Tennessee in the Final Four happened. But yeah, the winner of the Alabama-San Diego State game will be taking on the winner between Princeton and Creighton. For the third year in a row, a 15th seed has made the Sweet 16. This is unbelievable. And it's all because of that Ryan Langbird guy for Princeton. Dude played out of his mind in the game against Mizzou. Not only did Princeton beat Mizzou, they straight up dominated them basically from the freaking tip-off. Oh my goodness. Honestly, I thought Mizzou was going to win that game. Mizzou's was really looking like a good team as of late. But nope, Princeton comes in and ruins their season. And for the third season in a row, a 15th seed is making the Sweet 16. So, here's the thing, though. Can Princeton beat Creighton? Honestly, I think they can. I think Creighton's only favored by 7 or something. I don't know. But I think that Princeton, with their defense and how good it's been as of late, I think they could definitely beat Creighton. And honestly, it'd be kind of entertaining to see a 15th, back-to-back years where a 15th seed makes the Elite Eight. That would be entertaining as crap, bro. But honestly, if I had to pick this game, I'm going to go with Creighton. I think Creighton's playing really, really well basketball right now. I think it's going to be hard to take down the Creighton Blue Jays. So yeah, I'm going with Creighton in this game, but Princeton could honestly win it. They could. Because I think they have the defense to do it. Their defense is legit. And if they shoot like they did against Mizzou, then they could definitely win. All right, I guess moving on to the East region, the region Tennessee's in. Starting with, Tennessee and FAU. Tennessee is about a 6-point favorite. Tennessee, of course, coming off their absolutely amazing performance win against Duke. Olivier Combois putting up 27 points. Seniego Vescovi contributing well, putting up 14. Just an all-around team performance by Tennessee. Just absolutely amazing. Could not have asked for better gameplay than the Vols. They played absolutely amazing. Whereas FAU, of course, there's a lot of people who want FAU to lose now to Tennessee. If you don't know, if you didn't watch the FAU Fairleigh Dickinson game last night, Fairleigh Dickinson was actually playing pretty well. I'm not even going to lie. They was keeping in there with FAU. They was keeping in there. And FAU then decides to pull away at the end and win the game by like 8. And while as the clock's expiring, FAU player decides to try to go for a reverse dunk. And of course he missed it. Oh my goodness. And of course all the FDU fans start booing in attendance. The Tobin Anderson for FDU, the coach, is upset. And I can understand why. It's honestly kind of classless by FAU. It's very unsportsmanlike to do that sort of thing. And a lot of people, of course, don't agree with it. Honestly, I could care less about it, but I can understand where these people are coming from. And now a lot of people are rooting for Tennessee to just absolutely dismantle FAU. Tennessee is America's team now, and I cannot believe it. I cannot believe that Tennessee is actually America's team. Well, it's either between us or Princeton. But man, honestly, Tobin Anderson, Fairleigh Dickinson's coach, he honestly seems like such a good guy. He seems like such a good guy, and I honestly wish him the best of luck in the future. FDU, they need to give him whatever he wants. They honestly do. I think he's actually a pretty solid coach. But yeah, FDU, they need to give Tobin Anderson whatever he wants, man. But man, FAU, man, after they missed that dunk, they said F that team. Like, well, man, they were really upset that they almost got eliminated by a 16 seed. They were really upset they almost got knocked out by a 16 seed. Honestly, man, I'm not going to say it, but yeah, man, I really hope Tennessee wins this Thursday. Not just for Tennessee, not because I'm a Tennessee fan. I also want Tennessee to win for Fairleigh Dickinson. I really do. I want to avenge Tobin Anderson. And also, fun fact, Tobin Anderson's wife was a UT alumnus. So we gotta win it. We gotta win it for Fairleigh Dickinson and Tobin Anderson. We gotta win it now. We gotta avenge the freaking Fairleigh Dickinson Knights, man. So hopefully this Thursday we do it. And I'm not going to say that if we're going to win or anything, because I don't want to jinx it. So I'm just going to leave it at that. All right, moving on to the next game. Michigan State versus Kansas State. Kansas State yesterday, they eliminated Kentucky. Kentucky, they were getting hot somewhat at the right time, but then decided to crap their pants in the second round against Kansas State. Man, Kentucky, one tournament win in the last 4 years. Dude, Princeton has more tournament wins this year alone. Princeton, a 15 seed, has more wins in this tournament this year alone than Kentucky does the past 4 years. That's sad and embarrassing. Oh my goodness. Dude, Kentucky, I'm sorry, but Kentucky's a dead program. They are a program of their former self. They're just not the same as they used to be. They're just not the same. Like, it's honestly sad. John Calipari, of course, a few years ago, like back in 2014, 2015, or whatever, he had an amazing team. He had, like, DeMarcus Cousins, Anthony Davis. Who else did he have? I think he also had De'Aaron Fox. I can't remember. But he had a lot of good players on that 2014 team that are... Some are NBA stars today. And yet he still couldn't win a national championship with them. That is sad. That is sad. But yeah, man, I'm going to be honest with you. Kentucky fans, you can get mad at me in the comments or whatever, but I'm being honest. John Calipari, he's a really, really good recruiter, but the dude is, he's honestly average, like, in-game coaching-wise. Honestly. The dude's a really good recruiter, but he's honestly average. Like, he's honestly an average coach at best. But, man. But, yeah, back to Kansas State, Michigan State. Man, Michigan State, like, Tom Izzo is Mr. March. Like, for some weird reason, his teams with Michigan State, they always suck. Like, before March happens. But when March comes around, he always somehow gets his team ready for March. And it's showing again. It's showing again. Michigan State, the 7th seed, is in the Sweet 16. They take down Marquette, upsetting the Golden Eagles of Marquette. And they'll be playing Kansas State. And I can see either team winning this game. Michigan State, they're on a roll right now. And Kansas State, they honestly look pretty dang good against Kentucky. Especially that point guard of theirs, that Noel guy. The dude was just absolutely dropping dives. He's making no-look passes and everything. Just absolutely amazing. So, yeah, it's definitely going to be a challenge for if Tennessee beats FAU, it's definitely going to be a challenge for whoever Tennessee faces in the Elite Eight, whether it be Michigan State or Kansas State. But, of course, Michigan State, they've actually made the Final Four before as a 7 seed. I think that was 2014. The Final Four was like Kentucky versus Wisconsin and then Duke versus Michigan State in the Final Four that one year. But, yeah, Michigan State's actually made the Final Four before as a 7 seed. Can they do it again? I think they can. They're looking really good right now. And listen, March, it's all about the matchups. It's all about the matchups. You got to get the good matchups, and you got to get it's all about getting hot at the right time. Literally, it's all about getting hot at the right time. It don't matter how you play in November. It don't matter how you play in December. It don't matter how you play in January. Doesn't matter how you play in February. All that matters is how you are playing in March. And right now, Michigan State is looking good. And they could definitely make the Final Four. Honestly, I think any of these teams could make the Final Four out of the East region. Well, honestly, FAU, I don't know. But right now, Tennessee's actually the favorite to win the East region. But, yeah, we're not going to talk about that. I guess we're done talking about the East. We'll move on. I think the Midwest is next. I think the Midwest, it has Houston in it. I know Houston is the number 2 overall seed. Houston's either in the Midwest or the West. I don't know. But Houston in their region, Houston, the number 1 overall seed, just they were looking kind of sluggish against Auburn, but they was able to get their crap together and win. So I guess that's all that matters. They're still alive. They can still win a national championship, I guess. And they're taking on the Miami Hurricanes, which Miami looked good the other day. They looked good. They could honestly beat Houston. I'm not even joking. Miami looked good. Miami, of course, they started their run, of course, beating Drake. No big deal. But then yesterday, they basically humiliated Indiana, man. They humiliated Indiana. If they play like that, they could definitely beat Houston. Yeah, Houston better not sleep on Miami. Houston, I'm honest, Houston might be on upset alert. Because Miami I think, can definitely beat them. Do I think they will? I'm going to say no. I think Houston will still win, but, it's March. Anything can happen, and I definitely would not be shocked if Miami pulled off the upset. I think they could, though. I think they can. But, yeah. All right, moving on, I guess, to the next matchup. What's the next one? I think it's, Texas versus Xavier. Texas, of course, they beat Colgate in the first round. Then they go on and I think that they beat Penn State in the second round. And then they're taking on Xavier, who almost got upset by Kennesaw State in the first round, but of course they didn't. And then I think Xavier, I don't remember who they had to take on. I think it was Pitt they had to play. I think it was Pitt. And Xavier just completely dominated Pitt. So yeah, I think it's going to be a good game. Between Xavier and Texas, it's going to be a good game. Either team could win this game. Of course, Tennessee took on Texas earlier in the year. And they beat Texas. We beat Texas. But Xavier, man, I don't know. It's honestly a coin flip on who's going to win this game. But honestly, if I had to pick one, I'm going to probably pick Texas. I mean, honestly, I'd like to see Tennessee versus Texas in the national championship. I'm not even going to lie. I'd love to see that. It'd be awesome. But either team could definitely win this game. Texas, they have a good they can shoot. They play okay defense. Xavier, I haven't really watched Xavier on the year, to be honest with you, but I've watched them a few times. They actually look like a pretty good team. But yeah, I'm going to go Texas in this one. And then moving on to the last region, you got Arkansas versus UConn. Man, Arkansas. Eric Musselman also somehow gets his teams ready for March. This is the third year in a row Arkansas has made the Sweet 16. And now they're looking to make it the third year in a row that they make the Elite Eight. Arkansas, Eric Musselman, he always gets his teams ready in March. Because they upset Kansas, man. And Kansas early on looked like they was just going to dominate Kansas, but nope. I mean, Kansas looked on. I said Kansas looked on. I meant to say Kansas looked early on like they were going to dominate Arkansas, is what I meant to say. And it looked like it from the get-go, but Arkansas kept crawling back, then Kansas would pull away, but then Arkansas would crawl back, and then crawl back, and then eventually Arkansas took the lead. And then they would just go back and forth between the two teams. And then Arkansas would come out they would just be the team that wanted it more, and they would win. So congratulations to Arkansas, I guess. I mean, they definitely did look like a good team, Arkansas did. I mean, man, I don't know. Arkansas, they always just seem to get it together come March time. Like I said earlier, it's not about how you play January, February, or any other month. It's about how you play in March. That's when it matters the absolute most. Yeah. If I had to pick who's going to win this game, honestly, I could see either team winning this game. But I'm going to go with UConn. Do I think Arkansas could win? I think they definitely could win, especially if they play like they did against Kansas. But I'm going to go with the UConn. They looked really good the other day against St. Mary's. Played really good defense. Played really amazing offense. Their center's just unbelievable. I think UConn will get the win against Arkansas. And then the last game, UCLA versus Gonzaga. UCLA, I didn't really watch them in their game against Northwestern, but I'm pretty sure they absolutely dominated Northwestern. But, yeah, UCLA just, I think they dominated Northwestern. And then Gonzaga TCU apparently was a game to watch last night. I tried to watch it, but I just couldn't. I fell asleep because I was just so freaking tired. But yeah, man, I think either of these teams could definitely win. Every single time these two teams play together in the tournament, it's a freaking instant classic. Like the last time these two teams played, of course, you know, it was with Johnny Juzang, Tiger Campbell, then Jalen Suggs, of course, hitting that near half-court winning shot in overtime to send Gonzaga to the national championship. That was unbelievable. Probably the best basketball game I've ever watched, by the way. That's probably the best basketball game I've ever watched. And then you also got, there was like years ago where UCLA and Gonzaga took on each other in the Sweet 16 where Gonzaga had a huge lead. This was like way before though, like way back. Like I think in the early 2000s, I think. I don't know. But yeah, these two teams took on each other. Gonzaga had a big lead, but then UCLA came back and then took the lead late in the game. And then UCLA would end up winning the game. And then, if you don't know what I'm talking about the John Morrison crying game, you know, where John Morrison, he was like Gonzaga's best player, and then Gonzaga would choke the lead, and he would cry afterwards. Just crying near mid-half court that Gonzaga choked. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I could see either team winning this game. If I had to pick a team, I picked UCLA to win the national championship in my bracket. I really did. I got to stick with UCLA just because I picked them to win the national championship in my bracket. I got to stick with UCLA. But honestly, I'm being dead serious. The tournament is wide open. It's wide open. I think anybody could win the championship this year. Yes, and that goes for Princeton. The tournament is wide open. Like anybody could win it. And yes, I mean Princeton too. But yeah, there are 16 teams left in the NCAA tournament. There are 16 teams left. Alabama, San Diego State, Princeton, Creighton, Tennessee, FAU. Who else? Kansas State, Michigan State, Houston, Miami, Xavier, Texas, Arkansas, UConn, UCLA, and Gonzaga. One of these 16 teams is winning the national championship. Who do you think it's going to be? Who do you think is going to win the national championship? One of these 16 teams, one of those 16 teams I mentioned is winning the national championship. Who do you think it's going to be? Honestly, I'm going to stick with my pick. As much as I would love to see Tennessee win the national championship, I I think they can. People can call me crazy, but I think they can. And I mean it. Because, as I mentioned, I think anybody in this tournament can actually win it all. I think anybody in this tournament could definitely win it all. But, honestly, in my opinion, I think UCLA is going to win the national championship. They've been looking like a really, really good team. But, as I said before, anybody could win it. Anybody. This tournament is wide open. But yeah, I'm going to end the video here. Man, this video is almost nearly 30 minutes. So yeah, I'm going to end the video here. See you guys later. Go Vols, beat FAU. And I'll see you guys next time.